As you evolve in life, people will inevitably leave you. And let me tell you why. That is because as you become a more authentic version of yourself, as you aspire to a greater version of yourself, a higher self, you will find that people won't understand that, and that is very normal. No one is wrong between you and the people around you who misunderstand you, but the separation is necessary. And that is because people generally in life don't know what they're doing themselves. They don't know why they're living. They don't know how to make the most of their own life. They don't know what they can do, and so they don't do what they can because they don't know. Whereas you're evolving towards a version of yourself that is beyond the average person, that is beyond something that is mediocre. You want to live a life that is extraordinary, maybe, or maybe you just want to live out a purpose. You have this sense of purpose and a calling that goes beyond your entire life. And when you live in that truth, you aspire to that version of yourself, people will naturally find that they're envious of you because people do not understand how another person, so much so that they're close to them, has this sense of identity, this sense of truth within themselves, this sense of purpose and conviction to even take action on the things they want. And because of that, you're just highlighting their inferiorities, their insecurities. You're showing them how weak and degenerate they are. You're showing them that there's nothing they're really doing. And that's what really strives envy. And that is a large reason as to why people would want to separate from you, or you would have to separate from these type of people, because such people who are driven by such feelings of envy and despise for you and what you're doing in your life will inevitably find a way or seek a way to destroy you and your purpose and your journey. And that is just detrimental and a complete waste of energy and time for you. It's not something you should be going through if you don't need to. But some people go through it just to learn the hard way. Now, another aspect as to us why people can feel or you can feel a sense of separation between certain people as you start evolving is because now some people, they don't even really exist like that. And I know that sounds very controversial and very hard to explain, but some people are genuinely not living life for themselves or with the truth they have within their mind. Some people are just what we call non-binary characters or NPCs, meaning that they're effectively just flowing with the system, flowing with the norm, living life without any sense of identity. They're just another number in the masses. They don't really have any purpose. They don't really feel like they're anything in this world. So now, because of that, you may feel as though these people are simply draining your energy. Sometimes just being in their presence, it drains your energy. Literally, like if you're a high vibrational, energetic being, you can genuinely feel a useless individual's energy when they're just around you and they're consuming yours. You understand what I'm saying? So, with that being said, this journey is a very adverse journey, a journey of seeking truth, seeking a life of purpose, feeling like you're worthy of greater than what you are right now is a very adverse journey because you may find yourself alone and you have to be alone to really discover yourself. You must face your demons, you must face sides of yourself that you don't even know exist, that no one knows exists. And you're the first to really seek that and discover it about yourself. And you must persist. Persistence is all you really have in the game of life. Your ability to keep going, even when it looks like all is down, bad, or there's no hope. You just keep going. And that creates this sense of willingness to die, this willingness to die for what you're doing. You have this peace in the idea of, death. You become one with the idea of one day you will die. And not to say that you necessarily are a fatalist, but you have a fatalist view in this sense. You look at life as though you're living and you're living to eventually die, living out what you're trying to live out now. When you die, how you die is not your concern. Your concern is that you're doing the most that you can with the life that span you've been given, if that makes sense. So now, this level of persistence and tenacity to keep going, this sense of detachment from any outcome really, even though you do have intention, even though you do have will behind every action that you're committing, it makes you all the more powerful. It makes you all the more likely to win. Because now, if you really pay attention and look around you, you'll realize that nobody's really trying because they don't even know what to do in the first place. So, if you do happen to be like myself and embody this competitive mind frame, in your mind, you can say, I am a competitive individual. You will start to see it as though, okay, in terms of the competition, there is none. If I do well enough, if I work hard enough, if I really invested my all, everything within every cell of my being, into whatever craft, into my entire persona, into the individual I am, there is no competition. There is no better. There is no one who's making you feel inferior if you're feeling at your best for yourself. There's nothing making you inferior. Hence, you don't even experience the low vibrational feelings like envy or depression or just feeling as though you're insufficient and inferior. You don't experience that anymore because you've put yourself in a place whereby you're so sufficient and fulfilled with the individual you're becoming, at least, even if you're not there at this point in time, or it takes a whole lifetime to achieve and become the individual you want to be. You're fulfilled with the fact that you've set out that intention out into your own little universe, into your own world. And that being your intention and your ultimate goal, you turn it into your life's purpose. You aspire to live that in that version of yourself every second of your day because you've cultivated the feelings, you've cultivated the experience already in your mind because everything starts in mind. So now that you understand that everything starts in mind, you must really take care of your mind. The people who you're surrounded by, it doesn't matter how powerful of an entity you're becoming, how skilled you are, how determined you are, how willing you are, how conscious you are. If you're not surrounded by people who are on that same vibrational wavelength, if you're not surrounded by people who are not as willing and determined as you, somewhere or another, they will find a way to pull you back, whether it's intentional or not. You know, you're better off alone, working on yourself, becoming your greatest self, and then maybe someday, not even like it's intentional, not even like you're willing, not even like you're doing it because that's what you want. Someday you attract people like yourself. And it's inevitable. It's inevitable that if you become an individual who's worthy of speaking to, an individual whose presence is to be felt, you will attract people who are of just as much importance as you are to your own life journey, to the world around you. Because if you think about it, your friends, you're only friends with them because you relate to one another. You connect based of a certain basis. Maybe you like the same musical artists, or maybe you like the same hobbies or sports, maybe, but there's something that you guys have in common. There's things that you guys are able to relate to for you guys to be friends in the first place, and it's authentic. Have you ever noticed when you make a new friend, you doesn't most of the time when you make friends, it's not necessarily forced. It's like at first, okay, you don't expose every single aspect of yourself if you're a normal person. Maybe what you do is you meet someone, you talk about something, you have a conversation, and then you find that you really click over that one topic. That topic, most of the time, if you pay attention, it doesn't feel forced. It just came by nature. You're already knowledgeable on it. The person's already knowledgeable on it. Now, take into consideration if you're knowledgeable on the ideals, on your ideal self's own vision or whatever your ideal self has in mind, then the next person you meet who is already knowledgeable on whatever you could talk about or whatever your ideal self has in mind, you become friends with that person because that's how a friendship starts. It starts with the foundation and then it builds, just like every other aspect of this lifetime. So, with that being said, I want you to understand that in your life, it's okay to be alone if you're persisting on a certain journey. If you're persisting and you're building and you're determined and you're just chasing something, you're going after a certain life, a certain vision, this vision in mind that you just envision every single second of your life, and you're just so willing and willing to die for it, you know? It's okay to be alone. It's okay to feel as though people around you don't understand you. People around you all of a sudden are switching up on you. People around you are leaving you. It's more than fine. In fact, it's a norm. You should expect it. And expect disappointment, because most people, they can see your greatness from the first interaction, believe it or not. Because sometimes it just needs a few words, a conversation, and you show a person how much you're capable of. And that could daunt other people. You know what I'm saying? People could be intimidated by you outshining them. But that means they're not meant for you. You must just make sure you keep going after what you know is meant for you, and it will come to you. Everyone will see their heart's desire based off their ability to realize it within. It will come from the outside at some point in time. It's inevitable. Thank you.